Bomb shelters. Officials in the FCDA stated that if people were educated and prepared for a nuclear attack, they could survive an atomic bomb and avoid the same death and destruction that had occurred at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In the 50s and 60s, fears of nuclear war spurred a boom in building bomb shelters, right in people's basements and under their backyards. They were designed to allow those inside it to avoid exposure to harmful fallout from a nuclear blast and its likely aftermath of radiation until radioactivity has dropped to a safer level. A basic shelter consisted of shielding that reduces gamma ray exposure. Civil Defense suggested plans for such a structure in basements or other below-ground sites. Even 4 feet of earth or a couple feet of concrete could reduce the level of gamma ray radiation that would reach the family in an underground shelter. Lead and even packed dirt would have this effect, but concrete was the most common material used. Most shelters stood with walls at least 12 inches thick of concrete. The more heavy, dense material between you and the source of radiation, the better. Since the government expected that people would live inside the shelters for at least 2 weeks after a nuclear blast, they encouraged people to keep water and food supplies in their shelters. Recommended supplies included a variety of canned goods or foodstuffs, bottled drinking water or other storage drums, first aid kits, reading material, recreational materials, cleaning supplies, extra clothing, and writing materials. Families included a few amenities to accommodate time spent in the shelters. They attempted to make the environment more comfortable to their likings. Unfortunately, many had poor ventilation and no means of waste disposal. So one can imagine how life wasn't exactly sustainable in these holes for long periods of time. All in all, these bomb shelters were a part of American history and embodied the nation's paranoia.